Good Monday afternoon to you all, YouTube. It is 2 p.m. as you can see, I think, on the, well, no, I guess you can't see it, but I can see it because I'm looking at the screen. uh, Here with you today, as you can see, this is the Eico HFT-90 FM mono tuner. And joining us today to help us work on this will be, you all know Bob. Let me bring him on now. All right, there's Bob. You all know Bob.
Hello, everybody.
There you go. All right, so we are both here, and the purpose of this is going to be to install this little device here into that little hole right there. And I think I have all the wires prepared now. I was missing one wire. This wire here was originally on this, and it's just a solid wire, and it's very small wire. So I decided to go ahead and put the same type of wire that was on the power cord, which is the other leg of that switch wire. So, and now they are both about the same. So I like that a little bit better. Don't you agree, Bob?
Yes, definitely.
So there you go. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to listen to Bob's phone go off. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this center image, and we're going to go that route. Let's do that real quick. There you go. And Bob will be in the background talking.
Yes, I'm still here.
No, I figured you was. I can see you over there in the corner. So basically what we're going to do first, I think, is go over what we're trying to do here. You can see what we're up against there, and we'll look at the wiring diagrams and things of that sort, and then we can go over those and see what we got. So this is basically an overview of the entire circuit that we are going to be concerned with. You can see the power plug right here. Assuming you're seeing my cursor move around, Bob.
Yes.
Okay, and this is
all nice and clear.
All right, this is the switch that we'll be wiring in, and you can see it connects to, this is a backside external or auxiliary power jack, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, a receptacle on the back of the receiver. And so that's what that connects to, and I'm going to show you some more about that here in just a second. But if we switch on over here to the volume control, R18, right here, so we can see basically that that's the other part of the control that was sitting there, and it is a 250K pot. And so we have a ground side here, we have a wiper side here, and we have a high side here. Now we've noticed that the high side is connected to C14 over here. It's a 0.05 capacitor. And we've also noticed that the wiper connects to a 0.01 C15. Here, the port goes into the tube. Now, you'll notice also that these are shielded cables. They have ground symbols on the shields, so that's the way they look. So we're going to take a look at those just a second. Let's go to our next screen here. Now, if we look at the pot, this is from the original Eico manual for building this kit. We can see that basically pin 1 of the volume pot is the low side or ground side, and both of the wires from the shield will connect there on the wires. And number 2 is our wiper, naturally, and number 3 is our high side. So there you go. That's what those look like. Power wires are basically the same either way. It doesn't matter how you connect them. They just, are just a switch across here is all they are. So let's take a look at our next one real quick. So there's our switch, our close-up of the switch or the power volume control. Can't think of what I'm saying, Bob. But yeah. So one is, as I mentioned just when we looked at the previous one, let's go back to it. You can see number 1 is our ground side, and number 2 is our wiper, and number 3 is our high side. So that's pretty straightforward there. And if we take our look at our next one here, this is the underside of the chassis. And there's our C14, our C15 over here. And you can see the two wires that run into here. And one goes to the C15 up here. And actually, yeah, this connects basically to a common tie point on this terminal strip right here. And that's pin 2, or, connection number 2 right there. And the other one is connection number 3 right here, connects to also another common tie point, the 0.05 right there. So that's what they are. Now, it took me a minute to do this, but I did determine there are 2 different color wires on mine. You can see both of these look black. But on mine, and we're going to take a look at that real quick here, if I can get back over to the thing here and get rid of this. All right, so you can see this is a gray wire here and a black wire, sheath on that one. And this is going to be our, high side, the gray one is, and the black is our wiper control or wiper connection. So again, on these, it doesn't really matter too much how these are done, but we'll take a look at that one more time over here on this wiring diagram. And you can see they both run through this Y hole right here, and one goes out to the power cord there, and that comes, you can see they're twisted together there. And the other one goes over here to this section of the, this is that auxiliary power receptacle that I was talking about on the back. So let me show you that real quick. You can see it down here. And this one is actually broke. I probably will never use it, but because the it's on the inside there of the connection, so it won't bother it any. If I ever find one of those to replace that with, I'll do that. But for right now, it's no big deal. Like I said, it's where it goes to, and like I said, it is connected there. So that's all done and do. The only thing we have left to do here is to wire up this. And my soldering iron has been heating up over there for about 10 minutes. So it should be ready to go. And also on this, show you it around the front, I ended up drilling another hole in this. There's the original hole right here, and that would work, but it puts that control at that angle, and I'd rather have it at that angle there. So I drilled another hole right there. And like I said, that is going to allow us to have it at an angle where you can actually solder to it. It will sit basically, as I said, something like this. And that will be easy enough to get to, I think. Probably what I'll do is solder the connections on first, and then we'll go from there. I think that's an easier way to do it, don't you, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can just insert the control into its hole here and put the screws on, or the nuts on, and washers, and away we'll go. And that's really all we're going to do today. I just kind of wanted to kick off this Eico restart on this, whatever you want to call it, getting back to work on these things. And I think that's going to do a real good job for us, because I did find that, and I was happy to have found that. I looked forever when I first, that's one of the reasons I put this away, is I couldn't find a replacement for this, and nobody had it, and I just couldn't find it anywhere. But
well, 250K is an odd size.
Yeah, it is. It is an odd size, but I got to looking at that. That's the same exact size that uses, or the Pioneer SX 636, whatever it was, 637. I can't remember what it was. That I've got that, but it's a dual, but they're both 250K on those. So that's maybe that's why I'm having so much of a problem finding one for that too. So anywho, that's that. And so Bob, I'm going to let you kind of, talk about this while I get things set up, if you don't mind. And we'll go from there. I'm going to put you up here so you can be part of the group. Let's see. How do you get this? I'll do it this way. Here we go. All right. How's that?
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah.
All right. So
250K, that's kind of an odd size. And a lot of your volume controls on the old tube stuff was either, a 500 or a full meg.
Yeah.
So 250K is kind of odd. If you take a look there for the ground side, what they're doing is they have the shielding on the high side wire. I think it is the one that goes to C15. They have that tied to a chassis ground underneath, so that takes and brings the ground up to the low side of the volume control.
I'll get this like I want it here in a minute.
Oh, I doubt it.
I doubt it too. That puts you in the thing. I can't get it. I guess because I'm sharing this is the reason I can't get that to do that. But I thought I could put this big and then use small on this, but we'll leave it like it is. It's no big deal. Go ahead.
Yeah. But that's what they're doing to take and get the ground. And then that also takes and grounds the lead going over to the tube.
Okay, ducky. Well, now you know, I know that it's just best to be on your when you're doing work like this. It's just easier to do when you're.
I do the other ones first, Doug, and do the power last.
Why is that?
Because you have 3 connections to make there, and you have to take in.
But you see how short these wires are. What I'm thinking about doing is
okay, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about putting the power wires on, putting it through its hole, and then try to solder the other ones on because it's just going to be easier to do that way.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, yeah, I can. Okay, that makes sense. So we see that's the difference between I'm seeing it and you're being there.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. We got anybody on the thing yet? Oh, Back to the Future Radios, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
How are you doing today, Larry? Hope you're doing all right. We're doing pretty good, I think.
You've been having some nasty weather down there, Larry.
Yeah, hills of Tennessee. I've been watching Bus Grease Monkey, and they've been just doing some crazy stuff down there, I'll tell you. I thought everything but the solder, Bob.
Between the snow and the wind and everything you guys have been having. Yeah, it kind of helps to have the solder handy,
I thought so, but you know me, I got to do it the other way. Another thing I need to do is change glasses. Those reading glasses are okay for some stuff, but not for this.
So you want to be able to see it too? I mean.
So what's it like going on? What's going on down there, Larry? Anything good? I haven't seen a video out of you lately. I got that off the. Let me see if I can't back this up a little bit, Bob. How's that? Is that better? Yeah, you can actually see it now, can't you?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that it was all around you and not over you. We get weather like that here too. We'll have snow north of us and east of us and stuff, and we don't get any of it, and that's fine by me.
Yeah, we've lucked out too on the snow and stuff. Even the cold weather hadn't been too bad here. I think I got that one, Bob.
Oh, hi, James. James says that they have the 2-prong AC receptacles at Amazon.
Do they? Hey, Jim, send me a link to that. You got my email, I'm pretty sure. Please. Let's see. I'm going to put that on top. Now, that one's tinned on the end because that's the way it was. Be nice if I'd go through the hole, wouldn't it?
Well, take and play with the soldering iron on it. That'll take a soften up the solder.
Yeah, I want to get it started first.
That's the way you break terminals off.
Oh, it's hard to do with one hand. You know what I'm saying?
TL922A, legal limit, huh? 5 kilowatts?
Who are you talking to? What are you talking about?
Larry, he's been working on a Kenwood
Oh, okay.
amplifier.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. All right, let me get the. Give me some hemostats over here so I can get that bent around a little bit. Let me know, Bob, if I'm out of the frame or something, and I need to change
Okay.
the view. Because, like I say, I'm not really watching too much. Trying to
No,
do
you're
this.
good. You're right in. Everything's right in shot. You're good.
That's good. Thank you. One thing about that, having a 10, it makes it harder to bend.
Mm-hmm.
But I got enough of it on the bend there, and I think I can get to the right there. And once I get it, then I'm going to cut that off, and I can move it wherever I want to move it. Well, that's got that good. Now we got a power switch. That's good, right?
Yep.
Sorry, excuse
Yeah,
my
getting there
arm.
anyway.
Excuse my arm for going across, but you know how it is. You got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
I'm going to cut that off a little bit. I don't think it needs to be quite that big. So there you go. There's both of them wires there. Now, see, I can put this in there, I think. Hopefully.
Any
Like
washer
that.
go on the back there? Or?
Yeah, it is. I just want to make sure it's going to fit. Everything was fitting good. You know me, I like to fit a fitment thing. Like that. Yeah, bent that terminal a little bit, but that's okay. As long as they're not touching, right?
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Okay, I've got this. The only washer I could find was this one here, and that really doesn't do much, but it brings it out enough, I think, to where it'll let it work out pretty good.
Get your head on something there.
I can't get my slot in the hole. There it is. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put a washer on the outside of that, and I think what I'm gonna do is this end first on that. Well, maybe not, because the other end's ground in. They're gonna be kind of hard to do unless they're loose, or as long as they're loose. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You want to do the wire leads first, and then the two shields into the ground slot.
Yeah. So there you go. There's that. I can't see if that's in there. Yep, it is. I must have got that up a little higher than I thought. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. So what we say, the gray was the high side, right? And that goes on this end.
Right.
All right. So now that, I'm going to bend that back over again. I know I bent it over the wrong way, but then I'm going to bend it back a little bit this way. Kind of bend it too much. You know how that goes.
Yeah. You don't want to flip them back over too much, or they'll take them break right off.
So I think daggone power wires are just right in the way. And there's no fixing that. So, everybody in the chat doing good back there, Bob?
Yep. Yeah, Jim says the link is on the way. It was too long to put in the chat window. So
thank you. I do appreciate that. I think this may be a problem. For one thing, I can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to position you guys a little bit different here. If I can. There we go. Now you can still see it, right?
Yep.
And I can see now. Hey, that's good, right? I'll see if I can get that little that solder. See, I've got one lead sticking out. Can you see that?
Yep. When you have soldered wires, it always do that.
Yeah. I've got the one just going out to the side. I think I'm going to clip him off if I can, because I know it's going to hang up on that. All right. Oh, looky there. How about that? It actually went in there. Can you believe that?
Yeah, miracles do happen.
Yeah. Once in a while. I remember Jim Lendenaz doing videos like this. Do you guys remember that? He used to do lives like this where he did some repairs and stuff. Of course, knowing Jim, he was always putting something wrong on.
Well, that's besides the point, you know.
Yeah. He goes right on, does it anyway, doesn't he? He's something else, I'll tell you what.
Well, him and Fabregas would have got along good. You know, they do it. You know, they do it right because they do it twice. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Bob. I think I got enough of that on there to give him some solder. At least it's making a good connection. That's the main thing. Turn you around a little bit here. Get a little more solder leads out of here.
No, you're still good and still in frame.
Well, that's good. That's the goal anyway. I know I've got to cut some of that off, but I want to get some solder on there first, see what I'm doing then. I can cut it off. See, I didn't even get any on that. None whatsoever. Put it over that way. Maybe I can get it on there. Now I'll see if we did. If I didn't this time, I'm going to be upset. No, I didn't again. I'm beginning to think that something wrong with that wire's not taking solder or something. I'm going to go ahead and clip that part off so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. I think what I've got is part of the insulation in there. Yeah, see, that's insulation's not going to solder too good, I don't think. See, there you go. It is. It is in there. I didn't even know it. All right, that's good and soldered. All right, so now put on the middle one, you think?
Yep.
Well, that's easier said than done. Well, I tell you what, that is just at the limit right there. I'm going to see if I can turn that around. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let that loose. And if nothing else, I may have to re-drill that hole a little bit closer down that way. So it does. They were set up to have that, you know, on its side like this. So like that, maybe that will work a little bit better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. See, these daggone wires here are just in the way. I was afraid of that. So that's why these things are just so much closer. Now I'm about to get it there, I think. Can you still see something? Yep. It may not be right, but you can see something, right?
You're still just about in the center of the screen there.
Yeah, how about that if it comes up through there? That work?
Yep.
Yeah, if it does, it would work, but of course it won't.
It would have been nice if whoever put the kit together would have, you know, give you a little bit of flash in the wire.
Well,
you know?
I pulled them up a little bit, you know, not very much though. It wasn't very much. I mean, they were accurate when they built it, I guess. That's what
yeah, but you know, when I used to put the Heath kits together, if it said use a 6-inch piece of wire, I'd do like
I did too,
6.5 or something like that.
Yeah,
you know, give it a little flack
too.
in it. You know.
Right, I agree. Oh, there we go. Finally. Now, what do you think about that? You think that'll work?
I think that'll work. As long as it's not touching the ground, you know.
Not touching the ground. It's not touching the... I think what I'm going to have to do is run one of these ground wires over to the other and then just attach one to the terminal. What do you think?
Well, they should both... Won't they both reach over to the...
Yeah, but they both won't go through that hole.
They should.
Yeah, they won't. I can tell that already because they both have been tinned and...
Yeah, well, I mean, it don't matter. So, I mean, you can take and twist them together and, you know, solder the whole shebang then, you know.
Yeah, that one there is soldered, but it's just so... I guess the wire is just real thin. I guess is what I'm looking at.
A lot of that shielded wire is very thin.
Yeah. So, I'm going to get on this one pretty good. That looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Looks good from here.
Well, actually, it looks good from here, too. It is awfully close to that daggone third terminal, though. See if I can get some separation there.
Well, taking like.
Yeah, I know. I heat it up.
Yeah.
But I think I got most of it out that way. See, this way, I think if I just run this over to that and then connect that to that, I think I'll be better off. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. As long as it's all soldered together, so you have both shields together and soldered, that's all that matters.
I may have to turn this around a little bit. Get over on the other side so I can see what I'm doing. Too many wires there, Bob. How we looking?
Well, they're probably all important though, Doug. I don't think you can get away with
oh, come on, Bob. Let me get away with it.
Skipping one. That's...
All right. Well, let me. If I can round that in the top. Are you seeing this? Yeah, I guess you are.
Yeah.
If I can run that in the top, then I think I can get this one over the top of that and then connect it to that. It's probably gonna be a tack solder job because I think that's all I can do with it. But there's enough. There's enough
all the
solder.
Wire you got,
There's enough solder on there to. It won't matter. I don't think. I'm thinking now maybe this one would be easier to get in there, and then run the other one to it. Let me see what I got here. Like that. See, now that's in there. And I can run that other one. I can bend that around a little bit more too, I think. Yeah. Cords hanging me up and everything else.
Everything's in the way.
Why is that?
That's the way they build electronics.
I wonder why. See, that tin wire just does not want to bend, especially that thicker stuff, because it's a shield. Putting some pretty good pressure on it, and it's not bending. Main thing I want to get is all of them separate and all of them attached.
Right.
I'm going to solder that.
Control works a lot better that way.
I agree. Yeah, that's blobbed up there. It's not really getting on there. There you go. Now it is. Now, if that's on there, I can probably run that other one to it. Again, tack it there. And have it done pretty good. So it's on there good and solid. This is separate. Make sure that is separate. And that is separate. So that's good. And this just needs to go over there and tack onto that. And I think we got her, Bob.
I think so.
I can see one thing, that is not even in that hole. I thought it was in that hole. It's not.
I thought it looked a little crooked.
Yeah, well, I'm a little crooked, Bob.
Oh, I didn't want to say that, Doug.
I know. You're just too nice a guy, ain't you? There, it's in there. Really don't need that much. That looks
straighter. Yeah, that looks straighter now.
All right. You're happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. See if I can bend that right there like that and hold that while I solder it.
Yeah, I wouldn't use my fingers to hold it though.
Well, I'm going to cut a little bit off too. That's probably too much, but you know me. Better too much than not enough, right? All right. Okay, I'm going to hold it with the hemostats. Is that okay? Can I do that?
Yeah, that's probably safer, yeah. Mm-hmm. Keep your voice lower.
Yeah, that's what we're all about here. Well, that's okay, except for it doesn't want to go where I want it to go. Why is that? I took it away too quick, didn't I? Let me put some more solder on that. I think it'll be better if I do that. There we go. Now I got a nice solder blob on there. See if we can't get it stuck on there better. Oh yeah, there you go. All right. That may not be the prettiest, but it's on there and it's soldered good.
Well, that's when you're dealing with old stuff. Sometimes it doesn't always come out the prettiest, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Is everybody seeing this pretty good?
Yeah.
A little bit closer. How's that look? Can you see that all right?
Yep.
All right, let me get some stuff out of the way and we'll take a better look at it. Hello. All right. So there's the one right there. It's hooked to the high side. It's in there good. Soldered good. There's our middle one. It's soldered good.
That's good. That's attached good. Yep.
Yeah. And there's plenty of room here, I think. See, that's so short, it's going to come back down there anyway. Even if I separate them, it's going to come back a little bit. So I think they're soldered, or they're separated and they're soldered. Of course, these are both good. They're soldered and they're not connecting, not touching. So I think we're good on that, Bob.
Looks good to me.
I'm happy with it. Let me take you underneath and we'll show you what it looks like under there, and I'll show you that wiring. And you can see exactly how that worked out. Is everybody still in the chat talking around it? Talking about it?
No, they seem to be a little quiet now. I think they have odd.
Odd?
Yeah. Either that or you put them to sleep, one or the other.
One or the other? Okay, so basically what we're looking at here is this is the gray wire, as you can see. That went to the high side. It's connected right to this 0.05. And if you recall from the drawing, that was the C, what was it, 15 or 14? I can't remember. But that was it. And that's what it's connected to. The other one, the black one, goes over here to the, let's get this out of the way a little bit. Over here to this. And it connects to the 0.01 because it comes in the same spot on that terminal strip. And it connects there. So that's the other wiper. In other words, that's going to that tube. This tube right here. And so that's good.
I want to bring the chassis down a little bit. There we go. Now we can see it.
All right. How's that?
That's better.
Now, I'll try to get some of this out of the way a little bit. So that was pin. I can't remember what pin that was on that, but like I said, now there's a wire here that's kind of sticking up in the air. Can you see that?
Yep.
I have several wires like that. I don't know how well you can see any of these, but here's a wire over here that's kind of out in nowhere. I've got two resistors down here that's not connected to anything. I think they go to this FM section here. I said FM, the whole thing's FM. But I think this is the cage part of the FM. You know what I'm talking about.
Right, that's the tuner.
Yeah, the tuner. So I think it goes in this big square down here. This hole here, which you can see. So that's what that does. But I think that's got it on the power switch. Let me show you that real quick. You can see I've got these wires twisted here. They go over here. This is the power cord coming in. The brown wire is the power cord. The black wire is the other one coming to that. And I know you're not seeing it. Why do you not follow me around? It connects to this leg of the receptacle here, the external auxiliary receptacle. And so that means the other side of the cord connects to the other side there. So that makes the loop and gives us power. These are also the power wires for the power transformer right here. There's the inputs for that, 2 primary wires right there. So that does that, and I think that's the whole shebang, Bob. I think that's what we were trying to do, and we have accomplished that. I do believe.
I think so.
We'll take another look at it real quick. There it is, all its glory. I don't have it tight yet, but get a pair of pliers on it and tighten it up a little bit here. That should take care of our problem. I wish I would have put some grommets in that. That would have been better. I don't like it. Now, this is not too bad because it's got that vinyl sheath wire on there. That should be okay. But these power wires going through there like that, I don't really like that too much because if they rub through, they're going to shorten that chassis. So that's just my worries, though. I don't think it'll ever happen, but, take a better look at this. There we go. You can see that now how this broke off here. So I can get that one that links at Jim.
That's where somebody took and tried to put a polarized cord in there.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right, Bob. And
yep, I've seen a lot of those broken that way.
Now this, I know what this is. This is our outputs for the audio. Of course, this being a tuner, it's got to have an audio amp. So that's that. Now on the other end, there's one. I'm not really sure what it is, but I don't even know that it's anything. It doesn't. I can't tell. It looks like it might have had something in there though. From the shininess.
Larry says to take a grommet and split it and put it in that hole.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Larry. Thank you very much. That would be the way to do it. But this one here, I think, is fine. You're not seeing it. I think that side's fine.
That should be fine. Yeah, you're not going to wear through that shielding, and if you do, the outer part of it's grounded anyway.
It's ground and it's audio. It's not like not got 120 volts going through it, So that is good. I'm going to double check all that off camera because I'm just a stickler for things like that. But I think
you can get your magnifier down there then.
Yeah, I can get closer. See, now I've got my magnification glasses on, but right now that's just a little fuzzy from sitting way back here, and I kind of prefer to be up close and personal.
Well, it's pretty fuzzy anyway, Doug.
Yeah, you keep pointing that out, Bob. Now, the next thing I want to do on this, I don't know how we can see it, but these sockets, I had tape on them, and they've got that residue on there from the tape. So I'm going to take a cotton swab with some alcohol and see if I can't clean that off of there. Now, this one's not too bad here, but the other 3 or 4, or whatever there is here, all have that basically residue on there, and I just need to clean that off. Now, the chassis itself is done, as far as I'm going to take it anyway. You can see it's not too bad. It's not got any rust on it, and it is mostly, same color, and it did have some spots on it. But, when I cleaned it up, they just left dark spots there. That's all it did.
Yeah, converted. Yeah, you converted the rust.
But so these here are stamped on there. I don't know, stamped or braided or whatever, but they're not adjustable. So I don't know exactly what that is. And I pointed this out to you, but I didn't point this out to our viewers. This is the socket that the little display tube that goes into. It's got the exclamation point. You guys may recall that. And that's going to need to be cleaned up really good. And it's got a, what they call them kind of clips, one of those. But that'll come off, I think. I hope. I've gotten them off before, but it's usually pretty tedious getting them off. Spring clip, I guess, is what you call it.
Yeah.
So
you be real careful with that, because I don't know where you find a socket. If you broke the socket getting it off,
Yeah, like I say, I left it connected just because I didn't want to have it. I probably could have disconnected the other end, but I should have probably connected it that way. I don't know. We'll see. But it's a little loose right now. You can see. So Now this end, I'm not really sure. I know this is the slider. It goes for the, for the tuning up through here. But there's more pieces that go on that too. So I think I found all the pieces for this. I hope I did anyway. The electrolytics, I don't know about those. I kind of like to use the, at least the original can. It did not have any hum in it. I know when I tested it. But, being that old, I kind of like to, restuff that, I think. I think that would be the best way to go. I'm just going to take my time on this. I'm not going to do anything, real fast on this, but I'll put out videos once in a while on it, and we'll see what it leads to. And also, you guys may recall, I got the green screen. I've got that in now, and I've got to build a frame for it. And I'm basically going to put it over there where the closet is, the walk-in closet. And I think I'm going to put it there, but it will be removable also. So, and Bob had mentioned getting a shade for this window over here, which I'm going to do also. I've got that with this grocery order coming up. I'm going to get that 31-inch windows blind. I guess blind is what they would be. They're not shades. Although I put in shade for my search term and it came up with the blind. So I don't know how that works. But anyway, it works.
Something to block the light. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. And like I say, it's, being a blind, it's going to be able to, go up or down. Probably just block out the top half, I think. I think that gives me a little window there to look out and see. Well, I see it's raining out there. I couldn't believe that. I didn't know it was supposed to rain. Did you, Bob?
It didn't snow.
Well, at least the humidity's gone up a little bit. You mentioned yesterday that the low humidity caused it to be so cold. And you are right about that. It was really cold in here. And even though it's 65 degrees, it felt much colder.
Right. Well, yeah, that you get the humidity down 15% or 20% or whatever. You're even in 65 degree, your body is sweating.
Yeah.
And it cools you down further,
Right. I understand what you're saying. I want to thank all our viewers that came on the chat here, and anybody else that didn't come on. Appreciate you guys showing up and supporting me that way. I do appreciate that. And again, like I say, I'm going to try my best. You guys out there, I know some of you will like to see Bob put some videos up. How about that? Anybody out there wants to see Bob put some videos up? He's been
I'm trying to get things straightened out and get back into it. I really am.
Okay, well, you keep saying that, Bob. We're just doubtful at this point. It's it's kind of we miss you on there. I tell you what, you've got some good insights on everything that I've talked to you about, and this electronics especially. But so we kind of miss you on there. So I think we are going to probably call this a day, unless you've got something else, Bob.
That receptacle on the back, Larry, that he showed that was broken, that's the one we've been talking about.
Oh, was that you telling Larry about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Chassis receptacle, maybe. I don't know what they call them. Auxiliary receptacle. I don't know. I've got the clamshell for that top clamshell in there, too. I did see that. I wanted to clean that up really good before I put that back on. The rest of the transformer's in pretty good shape there. So this, I don't think
they probably figure you're going to plug the amp into that one, and that way with the one controller, take and turn the tuner and the amp both on at the same time.
Yeah, does that actually work out well? I didn't even look at the after going over that wiring like I did. I didn't even pay attention if that is controlled by the switch or not. I guess it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that would make sense. But I looked for a matching amplifier for this. But man, I tell you what, they've gone up in the $500 range now.
Yeah, Larry says he has several of them.
Okay, that's good. Well, that link he sent, is that what that's going to be?
No, Jim sent the link.
Oh, okay, Jim sent the one. That's good.
But Larry says that he has several.
Well, that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and buy them because, he needs his. He probably might run into it as much as I do. But anyway, this is where the tape was. I don't know how well you're seeing that, but I'm scraping that off. I'm not scraping it deep. Just sort of.
How many years was the tape on there?
Well, how many years is the last time I worked on this? Quite a few. So, and I didn't use painter's tape when I did it, so I used regular masking tape. That was before I was smart and started using painter's tape for stuff like that. All right.
Larry says he has like 100 of them.
Oh, you have that many? Larry, well, send me one, by goodness. Yeah, they screw on. This one does anyway, so it should be easy to replace. Just a matter of unsoldering all the wires I just soldered on there. But other than that,
they're the same ones they used to put on the back of the clock radios.
I remember. Yeah,
supposedly turn on your coffee pot. Yeah, right. Like I trust that.
Yeah, really, on a coffee pot that draws a lot of electricity.
He wants to know whether you want just one.
Just one be fine, Larry. Thank you. All right, like I say, I'm going to get off here. And you guys, again, I appreciate everybody watching and commenting and all that good stuff. And so we're going to get off here. And I've got I do want to mention this also before I get off. I've got an idea for a video now that I've got my green screen, my lights and stuff like that. And it's going to be kind of a funny video, and you'll see when I do it. But I just had this as I laid in bed last night before I went to sleep. I just kind of thought about this, and I thought, man, that would be a funny video. So I'll leave it at that. They only come in big quantities. Oh, really? I did not know that. So maybe that link Jim sent was for a big quantity. Then I haven't seen it yet. So we'll have to look at it. All right, I'm gonna get off here, you guys. I've tarried long enough. It's been almost 50 minutes doing several 5 solder connections. Only on live can you take that long to do that, because everybody knows it just goes real quick when you're not trying to video it. But anywho, I appreciate again everybody coming in and saying hi and doing what you do. And like I said, I think we're gonna get off here. Bob, closing comments.
Everybody take care and try to keep safe. There's crazy weather going on.
And stay warm by all means. All right. So, again, thank you guys a lot, and we will talk at you all later. See ya.